Welcome students, welcome to the very first video of my channel. In the very first video, I'll be talking about what is radiation, all regarding radiation, what are the types, how to protect yourself, what are the health effects that can be caused due to radiation, what are the sources and doses, what are the effects, what are the symptoms, diagnosis and prevention. So let's start. In the very first slide, we can see that it's speaking about what is radiation, what is actually radiation. Radiation is nothing but a form of energy. It can come from unstable atoms that undergo radioactive decay, or it can be produced by machines. So here we can see that there are two forms. One is the man-made form and one is the natural one. Natural one is actually the unstable radioactive decay of the atoms, and the man-made one is produced by machines or other sources. Now radiation travels from its source in the form of energy waves or energized particles. There are different forms of radiation and they have different properties and effects. So slowly we will be dealing with properties and effects of radiation. Here we can see an image which is showing, obviously you can see this is showing the form of natural radiation. This is not the man-made one because radiation is being emitted by the sun, which is the natural source, and it is being absorbed by the earth. So it is the natural radiation. Let's go to the next slide. Here we are dealing with what are the types of radiation. There are two kinds of radiation. One is the non-ionizing radiation and one is the ionizing radiation. Now, non-ionizing radiation has enough energy to move atoms in a molecule around or cause them to vibrate, but not enough to remove electrons from atoms. What does this mean? This means that non-ionizing radiation can penetrate through the molecule and it can move the atoms and it can cause them to vibrate, but it cannot penetrate via the atoms. It cannot remove the electrons from the atoms. It does not have that much of energy. Examples of this kind of radiation are the radio waves, visible light and microwaves. Second category is the ionizing radiation, which has so much energy that it can knock out electrons out of atoms, a process known as ionization. So students, please note down what is ionization. This is a very important question. What is ionization? Ionization is nothing but a process via which the electrons are knocked out from the atoms via the ionization radiation. Ionizing radiation can affect the atoms in living things because it penetrates through the atoms, so it possesses a health risk by damaging the tissues and DNA in genes. So here we can see there is a difference between non-ionizing radiation and ionizing radiation. That is, ionizing radiation can penetrate through the atoms, but non-ionizing radiation cannot penetrate through the atoms. Students, please make a note that you have to prepare a note for the difference between the non-ionizing and the ionizing radiation. At least make 7 to 8 points, maximum 10 points is very good. That is an important question that can come in your exam. Let's go to the next slide. Next slide is talking about how to protect yourself from radiation. Now radiation is a part of our life. Background radiation coming primarily from natural minerals is around us all the time. We cannot completely say that we are completely safe from radiation, like we are always being exposed to some form of radiation that is always present in our environment. But yes, we can obviously say that we can protect ourselves from the man-made radiation. We can protect ourselves from the man-made sources of radiation which emits the radiation. One of the best ways to be prepared is to understand the radiation principle, radiation protection principle. What is that? That is nothing but time, distance and shielding. There are three main principles. First is the time. The time till which a person is exposed to a particular radiation. There is an inversely proportional relationship between time and protecting yourself from radiation. Lesser you are exposed, more protection you will get. Then comes the distance. Here there is a direct proportion relation between the distance and protecting yourself from radiation. It's very simple. The more the distance from the radiation source, more protection you will get. Thirdly, and the last point is the shielding. There are many shielding devices such as caps, lead glasses, thyroid protectors, aprons, radiations, reducing gloves, etc. for protecting one from radiation. I have just cited these few examples. There are more by which you can shield yourself from radiation. During a radiological emergency, a large release of radioactive material into the environment, we can use these principles to help protect ourselves and our families. Obviously, you can protect. Let's go on to the next slide. Radiation health effects. What are the health effects that radiation causes? Ionizing radiation has sufficient energy to affect the atoms in living cells and thereby damage their genetic material. As we already discussed, that ionizing radiation can penetrate through the atoms, so it is very much harmful for the genetic material, that is DNA. It is harmful for the living cells. Fortunately, the cells in our bodies are extremely efficient at repairing this damage. We know that we have a DNA damage repair. In the following lectures, I will be dealing with the topic of DNA repair. But till this topic, I'm just talking about radiation. But in the following video, I will be talking about DNA damage repair. Fortunately, the cells in our bodies have that much capacity, have that much ability to repair itself, to repair itself from ionizing radiation. However, if the damage is not repaired correctly, a cell may die or eventually become cancerous. Exposure to very high levels of radiation, such as being close to an atomic blast, can cause acute health effects such as skin burns and acute radiation syndrome. That is radiation sickness. So, students, I have an image regarding the radiation sickness. I'll be showing you that. This is the image which is showing the Hiroshima's blast. It is about a third of Hiroshima's population which was killed within a week of the bombing. Many more have since died through radiation sickness. So, in a nuclear explosion, ARS may be accompanied by flash burns as pictured above due to thermal radiation. This picture deals with the radiation sickness. Here we can see how the radiation sickness causes. This is the picture of the Hiroshima's bomb blast. Let's go on to the next slide. The next point deals with it can also result in long-term health effects such as cancer and cardiovascular disease, that is disease of the heart and the blood vessels. Now, friends, cancer is a very much direct cause or the direct effect that is caused due to radiation. Exposure to low levels of radiation encountered in the environment does not cause the immediate health effects but is a minor contributor to our overall cancer risk. Let's go to the next slide. Here we are talking about radiation sources and doses. Sources of radiations are all around us all the time. Some are natural and some are man-made. Already I have told you about that there are natural as well as man-made sources. The amount of radiation absorbed by a person is measured in dose. A dose is the amount of radiation energy absorbed by the body. Single dose for a human is 3000 millirems. Annual total dose is 5000 millirems. Now we are going to discuss slightly about the SI system of the dosage unit. Radiation absorbed dose and effective dose in the International System of Units, that is the SI system for radiation measurement, uses Gray and Sievert respectively. In the United States, radiation absorbed dose, effective dose and exposures are sometimes measured and stated in units called rad, rem or Roentgen. Rem and millirem are the CGS units. Note this is very important. It can come as your short question, it can come as MCQs. So this slide is completely important, so please note it down. The next slide deals with what is the damage that the radiation injury can cause to the tissues caused by exposure to ionizing radiation. Large doses of ionizing radiation can cause acute illness by reducing the production of blood cells and damaging the digestive tract. A very large dose of ionizing radiation can also damage the heart and blood vessels, cardiovascular system, brain and skin. Radiation injury due to large and very large doses is referred to as tissue reaction. The dose needed to cause visible tissue injury varies with tissue type. Like what happens is that many tissues which are injured by the radiation is not visible. The symptoms are not visible, or the injury is not visible. It depends according to the tissue type. Ionizing radiation can increase the risk of cancer. As I have already mentioned, radiation exposure of sperm and egg cells carries little increased risk of genetic defects or in offsprings. Obviously, if a sperm or the egg cell is exposed to radiation, and if the sperm and the egg cell is affected by radiation, then there is a little increased risk of the genetic defects in the offsprings, because that will be carried over to the offspring. Doctors remove as much external and internal radioactive material as possible and treat symptoms and complications of radiation injury. Now we will be talking about the effects of radiation. The damaging effects of radiation depends on several factors. Firstly, the amount, that is the dose, how rapidly the dose is received, how much the body is exposed, the sensitivity of particular tissues to radiation, presence of genetic abnormalities that impair the normal DNA repair, the person's age at time of exposure. Obviously, this is a very, very important point, because see, for example, if a adult is exposed to radiation, that adult has obviously a very well immunity power than children below the age of 15 years. So you can understand that the person's age obviously matters. The last point is the person's general state of health prior to the exposure. Like, what is the general state of the person before the person is exposed to radiation? Like, if the person is already infected, or if the person is already diseased, then the person's immunity power is already less. At that point of time, if the person is affected with, or at that point of time, if the person is exposed to radiation, then obviously that person will have less immunity power, and that person will cause more health effects. Here is just a simple picture: danger, radiation risk. Let's go on to the next slide. Symptoms. I'll be speaking very fast because these are very easy points which you just read it out and you will be getting it. First is the hematopoietic syndrome, which affects the tissues that produce the blood cells. Then comes the gastrointestinal syndrome, which affects the digestive tract. Cerebrovascular syndrome affects the brain and nervous system. Acute radiation illness usually progresses through 3 stages. If the radiation is acute stage, if it is in the acute stage, then it progresses via 3 stages. Early symptoms such as nausea, loss of appetite, vomiting, tiredness, and when very high radiation doses are received, diarrhea, collectively called the prodrome. Now, prodrome is nothing but you can say the previous stage of syndrome. A symptom-free period is the latent stage where there will be no symptoms. The last point is the various patterns of syndromes depending on the amount of radiation received. Next slide is the diagnosis. How to diagnose a person which is affected by the radiation. Students, there are no specific tests that are available to diagnose radiation exposure, although certain standard clinical tests may be used to detect infection, low blood counts, or organ malfunction. These are the standardized tests, but we cannot completely say that yes, if the blood count is low, the person is affected by radiation. We cannot completely say that, but we can we can guess it. So there are no specific tests. To help determine the severity of radiation exposure, doctors measure the number of lymphocytes. Typically, the lower the lymphocyte count in 48 hours after exposure, the worse the radiation exposure. Radioactive contamination, unlike irradiation, can often be determined by surveying a person's body with a Geiger-Müller counter. Now, Geiger-Müller counter is nothing but a machine that can count the radioactive emission, a device that detects radiation. Swabs from the nose, throat, and any wounds also are checked for radioactivity. And the very last slide speaks about the prevention. Changing clothes and showering are recommended if the people suspect they may have been contaminated with radioactive material. Now, students, this is not only recommended for the people that are suspecting that they might be contaminated with radioactive material, this is also for those who are working with radioactive materials, who are always exposed to radiation. This is also recommended to them. People can obtain potassium iodide tablets from local pharmacies and some public health agencies. However, potassium iodide is only useful if radioactive iodine is released. It will not be effective if he or she is if he or she is not emitted by the potassium tablets, like the potassium iodide, or if not by the radioactive iodine. The advice may be for people to evacuate the contaminated area or to take shelter where they are free from radiation. This is always a very first and the very main prevention that a person can take, to evacuate the place that is contaminated or can take a shelter where it is free from radiation. So this is all about radiation. So see you guys in the next video. I hope you like it. So if you like it, please like and share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.